Before 1.21.5, you've always felt that Minecraft was an auditorially empty game. Or even that auditorially speaking, really the only thing the player could do was annoy their friends, play a jukebox, or make one. Players almost unanimously agree on having experienced a phenomenon where they log into their late game world and don't feel up to doing anything other than run around their base for 5 minutes revisiting past accomplishments and then logging out. I believe the largest reason for this is my first point. Because Minecraft is deathly quiet, when we run out of stuff to do, there's nothing left to distract us from this deafening silence. After the 5 minutes of nostalgia run out. Well, not anymore, baby, because you've stumbled upon the only Minecraft ambience machine in the world, and this is the only channel with a tutorial for it. I think the best thing about these designs is that they have easy to follow tutorials that each have no more than 7 steps to them. One of them actually even has the whole tutorial in a single step. And not only can this thing turn the ambience on and off, it can adjust the volume in 2 different step sizes. You can turn one bush on and off at a time, like going from 1 to 12 or whatever, or you can turn off 4 at a time, going 4, 8, 12, and then so on. And this applies to all bushes in the circuit. So the way the circuit works is basically it takes the mechanics of firefly bushes, which if you don't know, and you probably don't since it's so new still, but when a firefly bush is covered from above by anything other than a leaf block, it stops making noise. And so you can control whether or not the ambient noise plays from each bush by covering it from above with any object, including these pistons. I love the 1.21.5 ambience. Honestly, maybe even more than professionally recorded audio ambience YouTube videos, just because it's randomly generated by in-game items and so it can produce an infinite variety of variation and basically never sound exactly the same twice. So it feels almost close to something actually like real nature versus pre-recorded videos that'll always sound the same as last time you listened to them. What these firefly bush mechanics mean is that every time you open or close a piston, not only does it make the overall volume of the fireflies decrease in a lot of cases just because it makes them play at the same time less often, but it also makes them go off less frequently, so you can change like how frequently the fireflies are going off and how loud they are, both just with the pistons. So you've got your settings for you and your friends who not too loud and not too quiet, or you've got your setting for your sound sensitivity, or your setting for like when you just really want to blare it and just feel totally immersed in your bass. Yeah, a single firefly bush by default, it maybe goes off once every few seconds, like a single tiny little firefly noise. That's why I thought it would be nice to be able to turn on more and turn them off at the same time too if you want with the same button, because it could potentially get too loud if they're playing too often and too loudly, but you know, every so often you might want it real loud if you just want to really like feel immersed in your nature, but it's also sometimes where you might just want to feel like a little quieter and like feel like it's easier to concentrate or whatever else might be the reason for it. In addition to these nice little facts about how the machine works and all the different control you get over your sound, there are a couple other awesome benefits too, like considering how much control you have over it. Each module is quite compact and you can just hide it underground next to your base. It's the perfect size to add one on each side, and for builds you can even take like a couple of them and add them inside of your base, as long as you've got something like a peristyle in the middle that doesn't have a roof over it, because of the mechanics we went over already. You can easily hide the model because you can put as many leaf blocks layered up on top of it as you want, and as you can see here, it's quite hard to see what's underneath, and it actually does just look kind of like a normal landscaped garden. We've got a super simple one that just has the single step adjustment, and then we've got the slightly bigger one that you can basically clone and add in as many spots as you want, like I did with this peristyle. And then you've got this tripled up model that controls it in 4 steps, like all 36 bushes are controlled with this single lectern for the 4-step one. Also, if you're unfamiliar with how lecterns work, here are the pages in the journal. They explain pretty well how the lectern works and how it actually does the controlling. We've got journals for each of the models, so I'll show you the journal for each model. Also, if you think this Roman civilian building that I've designed is interesting as well, and you also just want to see all these different circuits I've made tutorials for, and you want to be able to look at all of them in person or like copy any of the builds I've done on my world, feel free to let me know that you'd be interested in a world download. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want to, or even become a member if you want to. And with love, see you in the next one.